that's just all I've got.
Alright, so from here to here.
Huh?
So from here to here, where we are, so you can go all the way to the end.
Oh, but not this far over?
No, you're fine. Yeah, from there, yeah, you can go here. That's what we're seeing here. So you won Tuesday. Everybody went a little late, so we didn't get a chance to do a deck tech with you.
That's one big CN.
So I guess tell me about your mana base. We've got this out here.
The mana base is actually pretty tight. Like, every card is necessary for this deck. You have a lot of fetches because you are interacting with Step Lynxes and plated Geopedes and Knights of the Reliquary.
Right.
That's your creature base. The deck is supposed to play 4 flagstones. I'm still acquiring my other 2 flagstones of Trocaire.
Okay.
The strictly better legendary planes.
And what does it do?
When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you get to search for any planes card tapped.
Okay. So it powers. You've got. Do you have like ghost quarters?
No, I wish there was space for something like that.
Okay.
The mana base itself is pretty tight. You need a lot of mountains to keep your scape shifts live.
Mm-hmm.
You need a lot of fetches to help power your Knight of the Reliquaries. And your Step Lynxes.
Right.
And your way worse Step Lynxes, like Geofeed.
Alright. So this is your creature base here?
Yep. 4 Knights, 4 Lynxes, and 4 Geopedes.
So this is 1 win condition. This is 2 win conditions. And this is basically what you're trying to do. You're trying to trying to kill them with Landfall, whether it's...
Yeah, but you have the backup plan of Scape Shift.
Scape Shift.
And Scape Shift also does really nasty things with Landfall, because it means that these guys can swing for lethal on, like you're not killing them with Scape Shift, you're killing them with the land drops from Scape Shift. And if you Scape Shift for several copies of Flagstones, when you lose a bunch of them to the legend rule and they get you more lands.
Wow.
So you can get 9 landfall triggers if you also have a knight and you play a fetch land.
Oh my. So you can
these little nerds can swing for 18.
Yeah. So you've got multiple win conditions here. And how did you let's see. These are one ofs. Okay. So how did you do on Tuesday?
I went 2-1-1.
2-1-1.
Yeah.
And that was enough to get you into the feature match. So what did you lose to?
I lost to Ad Nauseam, getting a really good Game 3 hand. I thought that I was going to get there off a Chalice for 1 and playing a Boom and Bust, but he was still able to power out the Ad Nauseam mana, and he had a Phyrexian on life, so he just killed me. One of the cool things about the deck, in my opinion, is the sideboard tech. It plays 4 Boom and Busts out of the board.
4? Okay.
Generally, I just take out this thing because it's the worst card in my deck, and
Alright.
Boom has the same mana cost, so it seems like a well-placed thing on the curve.
Okay.
Boom interacts nicely, so it destroys target land you control and target land you don't control. So you get to blow up, you get to strip mine one of your opponents, and you target your fetch, and you hold priority and fetch, so you don't lose a land.
Or you
target flagstones, and you literally don't care.
Right.
The board is pretty hateful. I think it's one of the stronger things about the deck. 3 ensnaring bridges that I'm borrowing from Alex. I have 3 chalices and angers.
Tireless Tracker, 1 Pajuka Bog. What's the Pajuka Bog for? Dredge. Okay.
Knight of the Reliquary gives you instant graveyard hate, basically.
Right. And 1 Tireless Tracker, what does that come in for?
Generally for the slower matchups, like controlling matchups. I think it's particularly good against Emrakul, because if you have many clues, and it's really easy to get clues, you can stack them to Annihilator.
Okay. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's really good. Great. So, what do you have? What are some of your hardest matchups?
You know, I haven't really played enough with the deck to be able to tell you.
Okay.
I guess I would say that blue decks are still the toughest because your Scape Shifts can get countered and your relevant spells can get countered, but the fact that you still have an eventuality game plan of like, oh, I'm just going to make land drops and hopefully I'll have a card that helps me kill with land drops.
Right.
I think it's still winnable. Like my draw was against Jeskai Control.
Okay.
And the only reason I even lost that match is that I didn't have this little Soaring Seacliff card in my deck, which gives something flying. And I could have used a Knight to fetch this up if it was still in my library and been able to block Emrakul. Perhaps even kill Emrakul, because Knight was huge at that point.
Ah. Wow. Great. So you're looking for 2 more flagstones to complete this. Is there anything else? Like how are you tuning this? To the meta in this store.
It's mostly the board, honestly. Like, now that people are starting to actually play Death Shadow, I think Chalice is really good. A lot of people play Infect, so Chalice is really good there.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think the deck itself is pretty tight. The only thing that you could consider is actually playing Boom and Bust main, because there's not a lot of times where that card is bad.
Right.
But plated GOP is basically step links is 5 through 8, and you kind of want them game 1.
Right.
If you aggro out your opponent game 1, it may affect their sideboarding decisions, and if you like prismatic scape shift them, it also may affect their sideboarding decisions. So it's kind of dynamic in that way. It has 2 very clear win cons that sort of do the same thing, but not quite.
Right. Great. Then I guess you'll play. Oh. Path?
I will say Path is one of the cuter cards in the deck, because you can also path one of your guys end of turn if you're about to like hit the critical mass for like Scape Shift and or Prismatic Omen.
Right.
It's really cool. And also, if any of your dudes get pathed, you usually don't care because you get a Landfall trigger.
Right. Exactly. That's what you want to be doing. Great. So I guess you'll play again Tuesday.
Absolutely. Yeah, this deck is a lot of fun.
All right.
I looked at the list at first and was very confused by it, but in play, it's a lot of fun. Lots of interesting lines of play.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll see you Tuesday running this deck.
Sounds good.
Right, he never put it out. He couldn't have put it out.